Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be one of the trainers for this hour, and we will be going over unemployment and discussing the unemployment situation and employment situation in your different countries. And
Hello, Holly, could you hear me?
hello, Aitana. How are you today?
Hello, I'm
Hello.
fine, and you?
Excellent. Where are you from, Aitana?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. Awesome. And what time is it right now in Spain?
What time is 10 and 2 minutes?
Okay, so 10 o'clock. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Excellent. And now, hello, Q&A. What is your name?
Oh, oh, my name is Ahmed Do. That's be.
What is your name? I'm sorry.
Ahmadu. I have. This is
Madhu?
Yeah. This is a mistake with my name here.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Okay, so
I have
Madhu.
to
I'll
correct
try
it.
to remember that. If you hear Q&A, that's you. But Madhu, okay. Hello,
Okay.
Anna Carolina. How are you today?
Hi, Holly. So far, so good. Thank you for asking. And you?
Excellent. Very good. I'm getting better every day since I've had that cold.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah,
I hope that you get better quick.
me too. So, hi Juanma. How are you today?
Hi, Holly. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Very good. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
So,
because I've been busy, but now I'm
yeah.
going to try to join more times.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, and I also don't teach during this time very often, maybe a couple times a week, and sometimes not at all. So, but one more, remind me what country you're from.
I'm from Spain.
It is Spain.
I'm from a city called Alicante.
Uh-huh.
It's located in the southeast of the
Uh-huh.
country.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Berto, how are you? How are you doing, Roberto? Can you speak? Hi. And Roberto, you're from Spain as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Okay. And Roberto is a common Spanish name. I think that it's and several of you from different countries. So, and and it's Amadou, and you are living in Qatar right now, right?
Yes.
Qatar.
Right.
Awesome. I remember you. Yeah,
Okay.
Ahmed's colleague. So
Okay.
awesome. All right. Okay, so so far we have Amadou, who's from is it Mauritania, but he lives in Qatar, and then we have Aitana from Spain, Ana Carolina from Brazil, and they have David from Colombia. Hello, David.
Hi, Holly. Nice to see you
Hello,
again.
nice to see you too. And then we have Juanma from Spain as well, and then Roberto from Spain. And I'm sure a few more people will come in, but let's go ahead and get started. Today's topic is on unemployment, and so we'll have a chance to first of all talk about this issue in your countries and go over some vocabulary words. First of all, let's talk. Let's see if we can. Can you remember your very first job? and can you tell us about it? So, Roberto, can you tell us about your very first job?
Me, Roberto?
Roberto, yeah.
Yes. Yes, my first job, I remember, was in a laundry. My mother
Uh-huh.
uh, worked in a laundry, and I started working when I
Uh-huh.
was 17 or 18, maybe.
Okay, 17. Okay. Excellent. And so you started working with her. Was she your boss or was she your colleague?
Uh, can you repeat, please?
Was your mom your boss at,
Yes, yes,
at the laundry?
yes.
Okay, she hired you. That was nice.
Yes, it's easy to work this way when your
Uh-huh.
mother was, well, maybe. I think
Uh-huh.
in my case, it's better.
Uh-huh. Awesome. All right. And Wanma, how about you? Can you remember your very first job and can you tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. I was working helping in a festival where
Uh-huh.
TV cameras helping with the, I don't know how do you say, to dial the, I don't know.
Was it
Um,
what, the sound or the technology or?
yeah, the TV cameras
Uh-huh.
with the uh, I don't know the word,
Maybe,
but it
maybe
was,
you were a technical assistant, maybe?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was in a festival, in a music festival
Uh-huh.
in a city, and it was
Uh-huh.
fun because I've never done that anytime.
Uh-huh. And how old were you?
I was 18 years old.
18. Awesome. All right. And David, how about you? Tell us about your job.
Sure, Holly. Well, my first job was at, I think, more or less 17 or 16.
Uh-huh.
I work for vacation, and it
Mm-hmm.
was an assistant work. I used to work as a handyman, no, repairing computers,
Uh-huh.
printers,
Uh-huh.
screen, yes, repairing
Uh-huh.
laptops also.
Okay. So it was doing a lot of a different computer repair.
Yes, computer repair.
So awesome. Awesome. And you obviously knew what you were doing. So do you want to come to Idaho and repair my computers, please?
Okay, sure.
Send you a plane ticket. No, I'm joking. So, Carlos, welcome. Carlos, where are you from?
Carlos.
Carlos, can you speak? Okay, maybe there's some technical issues there. So, Anna Carolina, thank you for the bless you. And um, so could you tell us about your first job?
Yeah, me, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. When I was a teenager, my mother invited me to work as a dental assistant. With
Mm.
her, I was
Uh-huh.
just 14,
Uh-huh.
and I was very happy because I had a paycheck for the first time.
Awesome. And is your mom a dentist and she wanted you to help her?
Yes, she
Uh-huh.
she is. All my family, my oldest brother, my older sister, just
Uh-huh.
one sister. She's not a dentist. My oldest sister, and
Uh-huh.
my older brother is a vet.
Okay, and how about, are you a dentist?
Yes, I had to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you started early. Awesome. Awesome. And Alexander, how about you? Can you tell us about your first job? Alexander, can you speak? Okay.
Did you say Aitana? Because I can hear you. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm Aitana.
I called for Alexander, but I guess he didn't hear, or he's away from his computer or something. But yeah, Aitana, can you tell us about your first job?
Okay, my first job was in a restaurant in the kitchen when I was, I think, 16,
Uh-huh.
and I remember it like a very hard job
Mm-hmm.
because for me it was the first one, and well, in the kitchen in a restaurant it's a lot of hours and very hard, and well, I
Yeah.
remember it like very hard.
Yeah. I did that too. It wasn't my first job, but from the age of 18 until I was 21, I worked in a kitchen, uh, um, and serving and that kind of stuff. So I remember how hard it was. So, yeah. And Amadou,
Yes.
how about you? Can you remember your very first job?
My very first job was when I was 20, and I work as a part-time job at the university where I was studying
Uh-huh.
with PR, and I was covering the seminars
Mm-hmm.
and conferences that are going on and that were going on in that time. So that was very big and good opportunity for me to get some experience before I get graduate from my major. So and that helped me a lot to find a good job later after I graduated.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, and that's great. And Carlos, can you speak now? I know you're having problems.
Yes,
Oh, awesome. Welcome. So where are you from, first of all?
yes, I'm from Madrid. I'm
Madrid. Okay. All
I'm
right.
26 years old.
Uh-huh.
Now, currently, I'm looking for a job.
Uh-huh. Okay. Are you
So,
currently looking for a job? Okay. Well, do you remember your very first job?
yes, also, of course, I remember.
Uh-huh.
My first job, it was as sales assistant in Levi's
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
during the summer.
Okay. And how old were you? Were you a teenager or?
Yes, when I was a teenager,
Uh-huh.
when I was 16 years old.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Okay. All right. And Alexander, are you back yet or able to speak? Yeah, I think maybe he said he can't speak right now. Okay, he skips his turn. I wasn't looking at the verbally. Okay. All right, Alex, I totally get that. And my first job, I had my very first job that I did for money was when I was 11 years old, and I was a babysitter, and I started to babysit for families. And as soon after that, I started delivering newspapers in the morning. I had about 30 homes I would deliver every morning, 7 days a week. And then in the afternoons, I would go to their homes and ask them for the money. And I did that when I was 11 and 12. And my parents would help me deliver it in the morning because I was so young. But that was when I started. So I worked pretty much from the age of 11 till I was about 14, and then when I was in high school, 14 through 18, I didn't really actually work all that much. I'm not sure why. So, but all right. So let's go on to the next one. We're going to do a vocabulary focus. So what are the differences between these words? The first one, what are the differences to fire and to lay off? Does anybody know? Anyone want to volunteer for that?
Yes.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Who was that? Carlos, or who said that?
That's me.
Carlos. Okay.
Okay, that's Ahmedou.
Amadou. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I
No,
think to fire somebody, that's mean to kick him out, to fire him, to send him away from the job. But to lay somebody off, that means we sorry we don't have enough money to pay you, and you did no mistakes, but we sorry we have to leave because we don't have to pay you anymore.
Yes, that's exactly the case. So, very good. So to fire would be to kick off would be a good way, or to send them away because they did something wrong. So to fire is because of the person did something wrong, and to lay off is because of the company did something wrong. And Anna Carolina, do you have anything to add on this?
No, it is already answered.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. All right, so Carolina, do you want to answer the next one, to let go and to make redundant? Do you know these?
Sorry.
No.
I don't know. No.
Don't know. Okay, so you knew the American English. Does anybody know what to make redundant means?
I don't have any idea.
No idea?
Not me.
No? Okay. So to lay off is when a company does not have money or does not have work. And so they tell, like I was laid off about 3 years ago because 70% of my department was laid off because they had no more projects. And so they told us, we would hire you back if we could, but you have to go on. And to make redundant is the British English a word for that. In American English, we will say you are temporarily laid off or you are permanently laid off. And in British English, to make redundant is a permanent layoff. And so to let go is pretty much the same as to fire. And to make redundant is the same as to lay off in American English and British English. Can anybody guess the difference between to lay off and to make redundant?
The same.
Yes.
No, they're slightly different. Anybody know what the difference is? I've kind of referred to it.
To lay off, that means to somebody to let somebody go.
No.
But to remind them, let somebody go because you don't have enough money to pay him. If the company doesn't have having enough money to pay somebody, they will lay him off.
Yes.
But if that condition is temporary, they will make redundant.
It's the other way around. So to lay off, in British English, to lay off is a temporary situation. So maybe they will lay you off for 3 or 4 weeks until a new project starts. Where to make redundant is permanent. They will let you go in a permanent situation. So you were almost right, Amudo, but it was opposite. So to make redundant is the permanent situation. So if you hear a British person say, I was made redundant, that means they were permanently laid off. But if they say, I was laid off, that was temporary. At least that's what the British people have told me the difference is. And where in American English, we just use the preposition, the adjective, I've been temporarily laid off, or I have been permanently laid off. So, okay, next one, to hire and to fire. Does anyone want to say that one?
Yeah.
I probably can.
Okay, Alexander, go for it.
Yes, to hire it's when the employee kind of invites you to work with him, with the company, and for a while. It's like to hire for some period of time. And to fire is just to say him go away. You just don't need here anymore.
Okay, yeah, no, let's work on pronunciation for that. We would say employer.
Employer.
Yeah. So the to hire is when the employer invites you to a position, and to fire is when they tell you to go. It's you are no longer part of this company. Okay. Now, in this next one, what is a difference between unemployment benefits and social security benefits?
I think unemployment benefits is when you finish your work in a company,
Uh-huh.
and you are not working at this moment.
Uh-huh.
The government pays you a salary.
Uh-huh. Maybe 60%, I think, is what some countries do. Uh-huh.
Okay. And social security benefits, in Spain is when you go to the doctor, the government pays that. But I think in America is very different because you
Yeah.
have to.
That's the second one right here. Yeah. So Social Security benefits would be the social benefits that people receive. So if a person is unemployed and they are not able, I know in Finland, if somebody who's unemployed and they're having trouble making their utility payments, they'll go to the Social Security office and get some help, or they'll get some help with food or something like that. So, and the
I,
Social Security is also the medical issues.
okay.
Okay, yeah. So, and Juanma, you were completely correct. In American English, Social Security is very different in British English and American English. Does anybody know the difference between Social Security? Social Security benefits. Oh, I'm sorry. This was American English one. Okay, yeah, American English. The one I just described was this British English. The Social Security benefits here has to do with old age pension. So if you're an American, the only time that you would receive thanks, Anna Carolina. The only time you would receive Social Security benefits is when you are over 65 or over 62, and when you retire, where unemployment is when you do not have a job. So that's in American English. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I didn't even see this. I was thinking British. In British English, Social Security includes everything. Your Social Security is part of all the package that the country gives you, if you have a country that does that. Where in British and American English, Social Security is only for people who are older, or if they are disabled. If they're disabled, then they will receive Social Security. So, Anna Carolina, you have a question. I do not fully understand to make redundant. Okay. Okay. So let me write this out real quick. Bear with me a moment. Getting a text box right here. To make redundant is the is a British English term. Okay, so it's a British English term, and it means to permanently lay off in American English. Where in British English as well, to lay off in British English means to temporarily lay off in British English. Excuse me, American English. So basically, in this respect, if you are laid off, the company has no work, and cannot pay you.
So maybe the company closes.
Possibly, or they many times they just reduce their staff.
Okay.
So they reduce staff, and that's why sometimes if it's a temporary layoff, if it's a temporary layoff, then you will come back once they have the work and the projects. So, but if it's a complete total reduction in force, then it will be a term permanent. For example, the company that I was working at, I was working as a trainer, a corporate trainer, in a call center that works with the Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, a year ago, and they did a temporary layoff for the summer, and they told everybody you are welcome to come back if you want. And then this last winter, after the season was over, they completely closed their doors. So they did a complete permanent layoff. Now in British English, a year ago, it would have been a layoff, and now it would be a redundancy. It would have made everybody redundant. So they were only in our area for about a year and a half or 2 years. And they hired about 2,000 people. And in my area, that's a lot of people. So any other questions? Everybody understand the difference between when you talk about Social Security in British English and Social Security in American English?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, in American English, a lot of people will get unemployment benefits because the employer pays for it. But Social Security benefits, you only get it if you're an older person. So that's one huge difference. All right, so let's go on. Let's look at, we've got some idioms here. We've got a golden handshake, get the axe, dead wood, brain drain, on the dole, golden handcuffs, and pound the pavement. These are some idioms. Does anybody have any idea what any of these mean? Any guesses?
No.
No? So, good. You guys are learning some new words today. Yay! So the question is, will you remember them? So what we're going to do is we'll just systematically go through each one of these, and I'll have one person read it, and then as a group, you can all figure it out and guess the answer. Okay, so let's start with Roberto. Can you read the first one, the top one, and you can say a blank or a beep or whatever is a generous whatever. Okay, Roberto?
Okay. Blank is a generous sum of money given to a person when they leave a company or retire, sometimes given to encourage early retirement.
Okay, so does anybody know what that is?
It could be golden handshake.
You are absolutely correct. It is a golden handshake. So a golden handshake is a generous sum of money. So I mean, if I worked for a big company, that is how I would want to leave with a golden handshake. So, all right, number 2, Wanma, can you read the next one?
Yes, sure. Someone who beep, works or goes from company to company, usually in search of employment.
And what would that one be? Any guess there?
Beep good? No.
No?
Get the eggs?
No?
I have no idea.
Anybody?
Pound the pavement.
Yes, somebody who pounds the pavement. Walks the street or goes from company to company, usually in search of employment. And I actually did that when I was 21. I got into a suit and I didn't have a car, so I walked down the street and I stopped at every company for about a 5-mile area and dropped my resume off. Nobody called me, but at least I pounded the pavement and I tried to get a job. And I did get a job a week later, though. So, okay, David, could you read the next one?
Yes, Holly. What is the next one? Sorry.
It starts with the departure
Ah,
right
sure.
here.
Mhm. The departure of highly qualified people, scientists, engineers, etc., for other countries where they have better opportunities and usually better pay is called. Um, could you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah, I know I can't because this is a
No.
unfortunately this is a PowerPoint. Okay.
Brain drain.
Does
brain
anybody
brain
help?
drain. Brain
Yeah,
drain. I suppose.
exactly. It is the brain drain. Okay, and also David, engineers. Uh,
Engineers.
yeah, you kind of skipped over that a little. So, yeah. So if a lot of times, for example, I think India gets a lot of their highly qualified people end up going to other countries for better pay. It's called the brain drain. I think India is one of the big countries that has that problem. Carlos, could you read the next one?
Okay. The term of deaf goof refers to people or things which are no longer considered useful or necessary. Is correct?
So,
Deadwood.
deadwood. Yes, the term deadwood refers to people or things which are no longer considered useful or necessary. So, and that would be like the long-term unemployed. So if somebody's been unemployed for 15 years, they would pretty much be considered deadwood. And then Anna Carlina, can you read the next one?
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Which one?
Oh, sorry, it's right here.
Okay. A person who receives financial assistance from the government when they are unemployed is. Oh my gosh. Should I pick one of
Yeah, you
of
can
those?
pick it, or anybody can pick it.
Okay. Is. Oh my gosh. Uh, mm, Pounds. No. Oh my gosh.
Anyone have a guess?
Sorry.
Cut the
On the dole.
On the dole, yes, on the dole. And this is very much a British English term, or I've heard it on Australian movies as well. So in Australia, they also use on the dole. No worries, Anna Carolina. That's why you're here, right? You can't be perfect in an English class. So if you're, like a student said to me years ago, man, this is hard. But if it were easy, I'd be wasting my time. So remember, if it's difficult, then you're learning something, okay? So, okay, next one. Alexander, can you read that one?
If someone they lose their job, um, get the X. If someone gets
Yes.
the X,
Yes, if somebody gets the axe, they lose their job, yeah. And usually, and this can be either a layoff or firing. If you can say, I got the axe, you can talk about being made redundant or being fired or whatever. Okay? All right, next one. It's Aitana. Can you read the
Okay.
next one?
The term refers to a large sum of money or a generous financial arrangement granted to an executive or as an incentive to stay in their job or to ensure long-term cooperation after the departure. I think it's the term golden handcuffs.
Yes. So golden handcuffs would be, we'll give you this money, you stay here, don't go anywhere, or when you leave, you keep your mouth shut. So, all right. And then finally, Amoda, can you read the next one?
is a clause in an executive employment contract stating that the executive will receive certain large benefits if their employment is terminated.
Oh
Pound
wow,
the
we don't.
payment.
One,
Pound
two,
the
three,
payment.
4, 5, 6.
There are
This is
and there
It
and
lacks one.
7
the
more.
last one, and I don't have the words here, so I don't even know what it would be. See, is a clause in an executive's employment contract stating that the executive will receive certain large benefits and their employment is terminated. You know, I don't. Oops.
Could be repeated because the last one, the one before the last one, was repeated.
Yeah, it could be part of. I think this could actually be part of the golden handcuffs. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Somehow I missed it when I made this. I apologize, everyone. I have no idea what this answer is. So anyway, let's go on. So we'll forget that last thing. All right. So does any questions about this? Has anybody here ever received a golden handshake?
Not yet, but I hope it.
So that's your goal, Aitana, is to get a golden handshake. And hello, Jose. Welcome.
Actually,
Hello,
in
hello,
my
Holly. Hello.
Yeah, nice to see you. Hello. Yes,
Nice to see
Almedo.
you.
actually I got it in some way because in my company they usually give for every 1 year you work with them, they give you one salary. At the end of your job, they will give it to you one short. But if you would like to get it now, and they will cut every payment every month till they get back the money, and when you finish the job, they give it to you one short time.
Okay, would that be called a pension? A type of
Pension?
pension? Yeah.
Pension, yeah.
Yeah, that would be, I think, a type of pension where they basically what they're doing is saving money for your retirement. So, but yeah, a golden hand, and that could be part of the golden handshake too. So, has anybody here, when you've been unemployed or looking for a new job, anybody here ever pounded the pavement? I have. Anybody else?
Sorry, Holly. Pavement means the same that floor.
Pavement would be the road. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you pound the pavement, it really means you walk, or maybe you drive, and you drive from company to company. But when I did it, I was 21 years old. I did not own a car, and so my roommate drove me into this big city, and I went down the street, and I started at I think a copy company, and I went just down the street, my sister and I did, and I was wearing a suit, and I was determined to get a job that week, and my employers, my part-time job encouraged me to do that, so I went from some company to company down this big street and just walked. I think we walked probably about 5 miles, and then we caught the bus. And that's what pounding the pavement is. Has anybody else besides me ever done that?
Does that mean that you are looking for another job to leave
Yeah.
your
Yeah, and you just walk into all these different companies with your resume and say, do you have any openings? Here's my resume. Please call me if you need it. And you just go from company to company to company to company.
Yeah, that's what I did when I just graduated, before I got my first job. But at that time, I wasn't working.
I did that too. Of course, it was in '91. I think now because of the internet, things have changed and it's not the same.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Are any of your countries part of the brain drain?
Yes, of course.
Talk to us, Juanma. Are they coming to Spain or are they leaving Spain?
they live in Spain because many engineers, scientists, and that kind of people have
Mhm.
to leave the country because here there is no opportunity for that
Mhm.
job.
Yeah, so they're going elsewhere where they can get paid more. And I know India's part of it as well. China has a little bit of that. Any
Uh,
other
uh,
countries is
I
Brazil?
think Qatar here is a big example for that.
Mhm. Do they
So
in Qatar are people going to Qatar? And you're
going to
taking,
Qatar
yeah, people are going to Qatar and
because the citizens here only 12% of the people living in this country.
mhm. Yeah.
Other are coming from outside.
Yeah, and Dubai is similar, isn't it? Most of the people are from other countries.
Foreign, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what.
All the Gulf countries.
Mhm. Yeah, all right. Okay, dead wood. Do you guys know anybody who's a dead wood? I hope none of you guys will be. I don't think you are yet. And no one's a dead wood, right? Say no, of course not, Holly. So,
No, no,
okay, is anybody here on the dole? Has anybody here ever been on the dole? I've been on the
No,
dole before.
no,
Anybody?
no.
That's where you're receiving
Is the
unemployment.
first time.
Oh, excuse me?
It is the first time that I heard this word.
Okay. Yeah, so if you are on the dole, you are receiving unemployment benefits. So, for example, when I was working as an item writer where I wrote language tests, and they laid all of us off or made all of us redundant. And so I applied for unemployment. And so I was on the dole for about 7 months and until I found something else I wanted to do. And during that time, I received a weekly payment from the government, from the state of Idaho. And I qualified to be on the dole because the company that I was working for paid into this fund. And so that's what to be on the dole is. So, all right. And has anybody ever gotten the axe?
no.
No? No? Okay.
No, no,
No.
Does anybody here have golden handcuffs on?
No, no.
No.
No? Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately, no. Wouldn't that be great, Aitana? So give me some money, I'll stay. Give me more money. So, Anna Carolina, to answer your questions, the words that are on the are British English, or only British English, would be on the dole. That is British English, and then the earlier page, or to be made redundant. That's also British English. All the rest of these words are both British and American English. Yes, Anna Carolina, they would not understand on the dole. They might not understand on the dole. Pound the pavement, yeah, definitely they would understand pound the pavement. Yeah, and they would understand
Holly,
a golden handshake and a golden handcuff. That might it depends on what kind of job they have, whether they would understand that one. Yes, Anna Carolina.
can we save the space?
Yeah. What you would do is, do you see on the side? Do you see the little camera icon?
Yes.
You can press on that, and then you press on that, and then you use the app, and then and then it can go on your and then you can save that what is it, as a JPEG or a PDF or something like that on your Google Plus. So
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. All right, let's go on. let's discuss. Let's talk about this. Carlos, is unemployment a great problem where you live now?
Uh, yes, I think it's a very big national problem.
Mm-hmm. And you're in Spain, correct?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think Spain is the country where you can find the more people unemployment in the Europe Union.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in the EU, it's got the highest unemployment rate in the EU. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it Jose?
Yes, Holly.
Do you agree? Is that the
Yes,
same?
I am agree. In Spain, we have a big crisis. We have throwing a big crisis. The person that I have finished the degrees, they don't find any job. They they have to leave the country in order to find a job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In Spain, it's very difficult to find a job.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
if you are
They,
younger or
they
don't have more than 2 years of experience, you have a very big problem.
yes,
And
Uh-huh.
they
I
have
think
they have to go to abroad
Mm-hmm.
to get a opportunity.
Experience. Okay.
Yes.
So so the biggest problem then in Spain would be the younger people. Big.
Yes, the younger people doesn't have any opportunity to find a job. They have to leave the country to find a job in in other country in order
Mhm.
to get experience.
Okay. Is that the same, a similar issue in Colombia, David? Or do you have an unemployment issue at all in Colombia?
Yes, we have improved the unemployment rate. Nowadays, well, it's not so bad like in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but actually, we have for the January month, we have 10%.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
that's quite
increase
high.
a little bit. Yes, increase a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So I expect that maybe at the middle of the year, maybe will decrease.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how about in Russia, Alexander? Is there a big unemployment problem in Russia?
Um, it depends on the city. It depends on the part of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the middle, in the center part of Russia, yes, there is such problem with as unemployment. But if we, go to Siberia or further, I think there are not any problem with that because
Mm-hmm.
um, in Siberia there is a very bad weather to work, and that's why a lot of people just don't want to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to earn a good money, it's would be a great opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Ana Carolina, how about in Brazil? Do you have an unemployment issue or unemployment problem?
Yes, nowadays it's an ongoing issue
Mm-hmm.
because the inflation uh, is here now and it's still my
Okay.
fault.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Thank you. And Amado, how about in Qatar? Is there an unemployment problem there at all?
Oh no, actually, according to the government statistics, the jobless here it's 0% in Qatar
0%. Okay.
because yeah, because the
Yeah.
population here population people are, originally from Qatar. It's only 12% of people living in Qatar, and they all having a job. The other people coming from outside, they do not have the resident if they don't have a job to stay here in Qatar. So
So,
that make
so,
it less jobless people.
wow. So there's not even this problem at all. But how about in Mauritania? Is there a big unemployment
Uh,
problem in your native
it's a
country?
big crisis. Yeah, it's a big crisis there. Always the government blaming. I mean, they keep saying that the jobless people are only 10%, but the reality, what we see there on the ground, is totally different than what government are announcing. It's a big crisis over there.
And so that's one of the
Yeah,
reasons you live in Qatar. So
yeah,
you're,
exactly.
you're part of the brain drain, right? So
Yeah.
all right. And then Aitana, let's go to the second question. Do you know people who have lost their jobs recently? And if so, what have they done?
Yes, but during this year, I think that people who I know didn't lose their jobs. So in the last year and in 2030, I knew a lot of people who lost their jobs because of the crisis in Spain.
Yeah, and Juan Ma, how about you? Let's go to the next question. What do you think the role of government is in regulating the unemployment situation in this country?
It's a difficult question because
Yeah, it is.
a lot of people could think another thing. But I think that the government is absolutely lose lost because um, they are trying to 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 do better, but they don't find the answer because in Europe are not the money is not for the people, you have to pay a lot of things, have to pay many taxes, and people can spend money. So that's the reason that I think the economy don't run. Doesn't run. Sorry.
Yeah, the economy. So economy doesn't run.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And Roberto, could we ask you the next question? How, in your opinion, how should the government help people who have lost their jobs?
It's a difficult question.
It is.
I think government have to I don't know, but because to give money is not a solution.
I think maybe helping people take retraining classes, maybe.
Yes.
Making sure I know that's Finland does that, and I'm pretty sure Spain does too. If somebody applies, and they might be able to get retrained in another type of job. I wish the U.S. would, but I guess they do. They have some programs for different people to retrain them, and I think that's about it. Does anybody have an opinion about this one?
Yes, Holly. I think that the government should help people establishing formation plans in order to help them to find a new job. Okay. The government should help people to establish a formation plan. For the people, should be more, should be easier to find a new job. If the people are has best studies, they find a new job easier, I think.
Okay, okay. And let's as far as pronunciation, Jose, this word right here,
Okay.
instead of showed, it's should.
How should?
So the L is silent, and this is an sound. So should.
Okay.
Should.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And Anna Carolina, you said you had an opinion.
Yes. If the market is saturated, can I say something like that?
Yeah.
They have to create more jobs opportunities. Either open the market to foreign investors to set up branches or decreasing taxes to motivate entrepreneurs to create more job opportunities.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there.
Because it doesn't help to give training or something like that if it is like it.
If there's nothing there, yeah. But if there is jobs there and people just aren't trained for it, that would be one thing. I agree. But I totally agree. Is the government's, like, for example, in my state, I know that the what is it, the governor, when I first came to the States, to Idaho in 2009, the governor had a group of entrepreneurs and business people that traveled to China to see if there could be some type of Idaho Chinese relationship. I don't really know what came of that, but in order to bring more business into the state of Idaho. Because we have a lower economy, we have a lower cost of living and so forth, and that's one of the things that they were doing. I really don't know what happened with that, but all right. Well, I want to thank you all for your participation, and I hope you learned some words. Pound the pavement, on the dole, to be made redundant, so forth, and I hope to see you sometime soon. Thank you all for coming.
Could you
Yes.
put in that page again? Because I took the wrong photo.
Yeah, I will do that. Not a problem. Let me go ahead and do that.
Thank you. Thank you a bunch. I will be very grateful.
Okay, let me go to that page.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Holly.
Bye, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
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 I'm sorry, Holly.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Here it goes.
Thank you. Sorry.
Here we go. No problem. All right.
Thank you.
Do you get it?
I got it.
Awesome.
I got it. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. All right. See you later. Bye.
See you.